This is Theos from DeviantArt.com. As I'm recalling back up to the quest giver, I wanted to let you all know this is a continuation of the Scout Quest 1 that we picked up earlier. I am going to be turning in, it's technically actually Scout Quest 2, and I'm sorry about jumbling it. I'm going to greet him, and now let's read the quest. As written, thank goodness the star of funneling must truly be guided your hand, for you to be learning so quickly. You have been learning so quickly, in fact, that I feel I have taught you all I can about being scout. I have but a limited knowledge on various adventure schools of the Empire, for mine is a different path altogether. Adventure chairs can be found in many cities, and they will help you to progress with your skills, either by giving you challenges or tasks, or by giving you more information. The next I used to speak to is Sadie in New Trisman. She will slowly be able to help you further your knowledge of the path of a scout. To reach New Trisman, you'll need to journey back down the mountain, across the stone bridge, and enter the teleport gate near the shore. That is starting. Okay, now we're going to greet him again, and we're going to pick up Scholar Quest 4. You have done well in learning to use new abilities. Your combat skills and getting greater with each one. You do. I am pleased with your progress thus far, but before you are done, there's a few key people I want you to know about and speak with. They are all on the Isle of New Trismus, and while the town itself has experienced some problems lately, they're still there to help, especially if you're willing to help them in exchange. These are 4 people in particular that you should know about, and who are all work for the Emperor in some fashion. And while there are others in each of the major cities who perform their same roles, these 4 will be your first contact with when you leave the island. Jeremiah Trueheart is acting as a trophy hunter on New Trismus. Giraffe is the Pawnbroker, and Felix and Reslick are the Superfluous Officer and Spellbenders. Travel to New Trismus, speak with each of them, and determine their roles. Then return to me for your final reward. On a side note, this is the quest that I was talking about that I completed off screen that I was really ashamed that I couldn't share with all of you. This is the exact same quest. So I am going to go and do this quest with you. We're going to drop down here, all the way down. We're going to cross the stone bridge, and we're going to go to that portal in the distance. Teleporting through portals, you do get the same screen as your recall. Now, we've landed on the gate pad. Now we're going to close out this. We're going to run down this path. The very first one we're going to be able to meet is our trophy hunter, Trueheart. Who just happens to be over here today. Let's go over and greet him. Ah, you have just arrived from Spirit Isle. Yes, welcome to New Tristan. Although you have arrived at a difficult time for our citizens, it truly cannot be a better time for your arrival, as we need all the gifted right now. Jeremiah tells you, but of course have not come to talk about our troubles. You wish to know what my job is. I am the island's trophy hunter. I make my way in the world by collecting specific trophy items from various creatures around the island and arranging for their transfer to other parts of the world. I will have specific tasks for you where I ask you to collect these trophies, and in exchange I will pay you. And of course you will gain experience as a cleric in the process. That it it's actually as a scout, but he just says cleric every time. He said cleric for the warrior too. Now let's go over and find our pawnbroker, shall we? He's over here in this building. Here he is. Let's greet him. Greet. Greetings to you. Wish I could bring better news that we had recently, but the Aegis attacks, I'm afraid things have been rough. Poor Melissa had to pick up and move her shop to Zion. Oh, Maleficent worked beside me here before our shop was destroyed. She's a consignment merchant. I'm sure if you were to go to Chaos and speak with her, she would explain her business. Jeff tells you, my job as a pawnbroker is to purchase all the items in which you have no use for. I'll buy just about anything from you as long as it has some value. Of course, more of any one item I buy over time, the less use I have for it. Supply and demand at work. So I won't be able to give you quite as much in return than if you had a more unique item. Oh, and there are these whole group of junk that I don't like to buy. Things like animal bones, insect gulf influenza, all sorts of things. Though those are the sorts of things Rakahul and Ragul, the junk loot twins, buy. This guy. Right here. He buys those. Alright, now let's go on to our next quest part. We are going to run over and talk to our dragon buddy over here. Let's greet him. Hey, look, where are you going? Felix says, you've come to learn, I see. This is good. There is much I can teach you about magic. I have the knowledge that will allow you to scribe various spells into your spellbook when you are ready. I only ask for a bit of coin in exchange. That is his job. Now let's run back over into the building, because I forgot one. Felix, come here. Let's greet him. One of the new ones, huh? Well, you've come at a good time. I take the gear used in battles around and start cleaning up, knock out the dents out of it, and resell it to you. Note it's not as good as freshly fitted pieces, of course, but it's better than getting sliced with a sword in your first battle, I say. So seek me out when you earn some coin, and perhaps what we can do with getting you fit up with a new set of armor and perhaps a weapon or two. Now, as you can see, I've talked to everyone. Let's call back and see what he has to say. I hope you feel better prepared and know who is who and least on new trismans. As you travel around the world, seek out those in those same roles across the star. Though their names may differ, their job is often the same. You have now learned all that I can teach you. Have you spoken to Rizon? You should before you leave. Leads to a quest. But we're not going to be doing that. We're going to greet him again in the next video, and we're going to pick up one of the other schools. Talk to you then.